And there, comic friends, I'm Travis, and it's New Comic Book Day, yay! Or at least New Comic Book Day for me. Did you see that pile? Holy crap. I didn't pay attention to how many books I got this week. You know, they all are coming at the same time now. 24 comics. And this is Monday. Should have had these on Friday. They got sent to San Francisco and then Oakland, California. Instead of the grand old state of Washington. So, yeah, I get them 4 days late. Don't know how much I would have gotten read earlier, but would have gotten a few issues read on Sunday. I would have had some lazy time on Sunday to read. But 24 issues. Whoa, so we'll see how long it takes to get through these things and how much I ramble. And right off the bat, there won't be a comic book roundtable for these comics, so I don't know if and when I will talk about them. I have a trip for work that I have to take that takes me out of town Saturday. I will not be back until super late the next Friday, so chances are there is no comic book roundtable for 2 weeks. We'll see. We'll see if I fake something in between to talk about the books I want to talk about or whatever, because there's books in here that I know I'll want to talk about at some point. Anyway, I'll quit rambling because I'm already a minute and a half in, and I got 24 books here. So, yes. Redlands, issue number what? 11. Issue number 11. Ooh, that's cool. This burning body hovering above a clearly freshly dug grave. Redlands really does continue to be an excellent book. I really enjoy it. I'm intrigued to see what's going on. The witch's father figure has shown up. Wants them to break into a prison and break somebody out of the prison, which is pretty extreme even for these ladies. See how that plays out. Plus, we have this ghost of this girl is still, she's still riding in the body of one of the witches. She is kind of falling for another kind of a ghost of a man who has a physical form but is basically kind of been arrested spiritually by the witches because he's some sort of a predator, and it's kind of like punishment for him, and she's falling for him, and at the same time they're going to meet her dad and maybe do something horrible to her dad because her dad's kind of sold her into sex trafficking at an early age and whatnot. There's lots of really interesting stuff going on in it. Wonderful colors by Jody Blair. Vanessa Del Rey does the pencil work. Written by Jordy also. I just really been enjoying it. Glad to see it around. Thunderbolt, Peter Cannon Thunderbolt, issue number 2. The first issue of this was really awesome. I don't think I actually talked about it. It's got some winks and nods at some Watchmen-y kind of stuff. I think this one is going to have it too. Which cover do I have? I think I have... I don't know what cover I have. I think I have the A cover, I think. But anyway, very much looking forward to this. Really liked the first issue. Was intrigued by it. It's going to be fun. So we'll see where this takes us. I have no idea how long this story is going to last. Of course, Kieran Gillian on words and Wingard on pencils. So good stuff there. Next up we have, it is Punk's Not Dead. London Calling, issue number 1. So this is the second arc of Punk's Not Dead. That's interesting. They've chosen to go with the new number 1. I think that's just with the current climate, people wanting to try out number 1s. I really enjoy this book. I love these characters, the whole kind of quasi Sid Vicious character, ghost spirit of punk rock. We get some great parapsychology type stuff going on in the book. And then we got Ferg here, and just, he's your typical teen who has a spirit that follows him around. But yeah, just good stuff. Wonderful art by Dave Simmons. That's a reason to pick it up, and nothing else. His coloring and whatnot is just pretty spectacular. So, and he's a cool chap. But yeah, looking forward to that. Maneaters, issue number, what is this? 6? Issue number 6. I do like that cover. The peace sign of the 2 dipped fingers in blood. I have enjoyed this as a whole. curious to see what they're going to say. When are we going to fulfill the kind of statement they've made around the book? So curious about that. Ooh, book I'm super excited about. Ice Cream Man. What is this, issue number what? 10? Issue number 10. Such an excellent book. Very much night gallery type thing. Yeah, these individual stories. There's kind of a connection between all of the issues, but largely they are one and done stories, which to me is just brilliant. It just makes the book so good. Whatever's next. Looking forward to it. Hellboy, the BPRD, 1956. I guess one more issue after this. Largely, Hellboy is sitting in Mexico, getting drunk with the luchadors. And this is largely administrative. It's a lot of administrative type stuff going on in it. Professor Bartholomew is off in the Colorado Rockies, discovering the place that will someday actually be the final base of the BPRD. So it's kind of cool connecting all those dots. Edgar Allan Poe's Snifter of Terror! And of course, this is the shower scene from Psycho, which is pretty awesome there. The Fall of the White House of President Usher by Peter Milligan, Richard Case, and John Proctor. So that'll be awesome. Peter Milligan does all kinds of wonderful stuff. Richard Case, I think that's the drawing a blank, so never mind. So looks like a whole bunch more crazy here. This is it's number 5. It's an anthology. The stories either are direct riffs on Edgar Allan Poe works, or they have Edgar Allan Poe in them. It's just been lots of fun. A great kind of odd back matter of sorts. Sometimes there's poetry in it. Sometimes there's short stories. All kinds of good stuff. I've really been enjoying this from Ahoy Comics. Just been kind of fun as an horror anthology type thing. The Crimson Lotus, issue 4 of 5. It's been an okay story. I haven't been completely enraptured by it. We're kind of getting the history of the Crimson Lotus, where she come from, what trauma caused her to be how and who she is. I don't know. I'm curious to see if this is like the last work that John Arcudi is doing for Dark Horse or for the Magnolia Universe stuff. For anybody who doesn't know, he basically got shortchanged on this new Hellboy movie that's coming out. They're using characters that him and Guy Davis 100% created. Magnolia had nothing to do with the creation of those characters. They were characters that were put in by these freelancers. Clearly they signed a contract. That's how the contracts, pans out that they get nothing. They don't even get any recognition. But I would think that the other people who are involved would at least give them screen recognition. I'm sure there's some legalese in there or whatever, and I don't know. John's pretty bitter, it seems like, and I don't blame him. But as a freelancer, you sign the contracts you sign, right? This seems kind of cheap. Like I said, I don't know all the details. All I know is he's not getting credit for a character they're actually actively, heavily using the movie, and he gets no recognition whatsoever that he's the person that created it. Kind of a shame. So, Bone Parish, issue number 7 of 12. I believe this is 12 issues now. Got ourselves a little standoff here. Everybody getting ready to shoot each other. So we've got the cartels. We've got the kind of like the mafia from New York, and we have this family from Louisiana. New Orleans, all vying for the ash, the drug that is made of the ashes of the dead and lets you relive some of their experiences. And there's a special version of it that seems to be, not only does it let you relive memories, it seems to be you can actually commune with the dead. This newer version of the thing. So all interesting stuff. Shazam! Issue number 3. This has been fun so far, and so far the delay hasn't been horrific. Eaglesham on art here. Jeff Johns written. It's been fun. Our characters have jumped on these trains and they're traveling to all these different other fun lands in the Shazam kind of universe. They're taking their trains to these separate places to explore and see what they are. So I would suspect we're going to get some crazy stuff going on there. Look at that. Is that Mr. Brain? And a melted down Shazam, or is that a melted down Captain Marvel, or is that just a reflection of Captain Marvel there? Looking forward to checking it out. Either way, I have enjoyed the first 2 issues. So, and the movie Shazam in theaters April 5th. West Coast Avengers issue number 8. As always, stoked by this. It's got kind of a Charlie's Angel look to it. Always stoked for this book. It is a lot of fun. It is good laughs. I hear it is going to be canceled. Don't know if that's 100% true. Oh, yes, I know it is true. I saw Kelly Thompson talking about it weeks ago, I guess. I don't know what issue it ends on. That is a shame. It is a fun book, fun characters, good laughs, excitement. I will continue to say right now, Kelly Thompson is pretty much firing on all cylinders from anything that I've read of hers. Her comedic timing is excellent. In the book, she gets these characters as far as them being fun characters and whatnot. She embraces the Kieran Gillian, Jamie McKelvey version of some of these characters, but takes them to their own places, does her own things with them, but recognizes that is a fan favorite version of the characters. So, as always, looking forward to reading that. Wonder Woman issue number 65. The Deadly Sting of Nemesis. So this is our second issue with the Nemesis character in it. Second issue of the second arc of the G. Willow Wilson book. This will go towards the bottom of the pile. I'm just not that excited about reading it. Kale is in the book. She makes some interesting points that would be interesting stories in and of themselves. I just am highly doubtful we're actually going to get the exploration of the questioning of. She's a self-appointed superhero. She butts herself in places, makes decisions, sometimes life or death type decisions. And she hasn't been appointed by anybody. She wasn't elected. She isn't hired. She's not under control of anybody or whatever. So what gives her the right? And Kale is already setting up her to make Wonder Woman look bad because she's, Wonder Woman just kind of jumped into the fray of stuff. And now Kale is turning the evidence to make it look like, she's an out-of-control hothead kind of a thing. So, another book I'm very, very much looking forward to reading. I love it every time I read it. Wasted Space. This is issue number 7. Sherman on art. Wardy on colors. Morse? I can never say his name. Wonderful guy. Writing this great story of what happens if somebody who is seen as a prophet can hear the voice of God, makes some wrong decisions, gets billions of people killed, and now is on the lam, but has decided that more bad stuff is happening, and the people that he kind of helped get into positions of power, he now needs to fix that. He's still hearing what he is guessing is God in his ear. It's some armored robot-looking type guy. He's also teamed up with a girl who sees visions of God, or God gives her visions and whatnot. So the two of them together, you'd think they'd kind of be able to make some sort of sense. They don't necessarily. There's an apocalypse rolling in across the universe. There's some higher powers that have decided that they don't like this God figure who these higher powers were supposed to kind of nurture humankind and move them to the greater stuff that they're supposed to be, and that has not happened. This guy who seems to be acting as God seems to be taking things in and taking it personally, and it not being about the greater of humanity, but more about him. So we'll see how that ends up playing out. And next up we have Weird, issue number 2. This is a Dark Horse Comics book Curtis Pyers, Antonio Foos. So the first issue didn't give us lots. It was kind of minimal. We got this kind of like special agent who has some sort of kind of psychic, quasi-indestructible type powers, and he is engaging in like a third world country against some, like, I don't know, super soldier kind of guy that's out of control kind of thing, if I remember correctly from the last issue. And I really don't remember exactly beyond that, unfortunately, to really tell you a whole lot about it beyond that. And the stuff on the back is just people talking about how awesome the creators are. Doesn't give you a plot synopsis. Do we have time for this? Probably not. Yeah, so this does not tell me either. But yeah, some kind of basic art there for it. Anyway, hopefully this is one of those books. Hopefully I'll have some time to talk about. It seems like every time this run of books comes out, I am not available to actually really talk about it. Batgirl issue number 32. In the talons of the Cormorant? I do not know. Decent cover. Batgirl is continuing to protect a politician who's kind of like running at odds with her father, causing some ruckus there. I've been generally enjoying Batgirl. It's a pretty stable comic. I don't dislike it. It may not be blowing my socks off, but I don't have quibbles with it either. More than likely, I'm going to stick with it because I've been enjoying. I continue to enjoy Barbara Gordon and her, her antics as Batgirl. So, Black Hammer, Age of Doom, issue number 8. Really stoked to get back into this book. I'm curious to read this to see how it matches up with some of the stuff that's gone on in some of the miniseries stuff, because it feels like it's some of the miniseries stuff. It's really it's been a huge deal. Some of the kind of things we've learned in that, and if you're not reading those miniseries, what's it going to do to this regular thing here? I have no idea. Where we left the rest of these characters at was kind of lost, so I am curious to see what's next for this group of people versus what's been going on in the side stories. But a very excellent book. It plays on lots of interesting superhero tropes and winks and nods at Silver and Golden Age characters that I just really enjoy. Rolling into the final times of The Wicked and Divine, issue number 42. Boy, they are covered in blood. Can't even begin to talk about this book at this point. We're so close to the end of it. There's so much stuff happening and surprises and payoffs from the very beginning. People who are just, well, I don't even want to say that. People who are gone are back, and I'm just very much looking forward to seeing what it really does. Books of Magic, issue number 5. Wow, issue 5. It doesn't look like we should be on issue 5 already. I've really been enjoying the book. It's this exploration of Tim there, learning about magic, getting his power, the stuff that's in the background that's trying to manipulate him in one fashion or another. Got a little bit of Sandman back there in the background. Wonderful art by Tom Flower, colored by Jordan Boyd. Yeah, just another really enjoyable book from the Sandman universe stuff. Daredevil, issue number 2. I really enjoyed issue number 1. It didn't necessarily tread any new ground or anything like that. But as far as the standard kind of a Daredevil story, I really enjoyed it. These covers are just excellent covers. But yeah, Chip Jardowski and Cicchetto on art. Yeah, I'm gonna hang with it for a while. See where they go with it. Basically, Matt Murdock is back. He is not fully healed yet, so he's struggling in his ability to fight and stuff. He kind of wants to go back to the basics of what Daredevil was. himself, and we'll see if he gets there. Fisk is mayor of New York, and Fisk has put out basically a thing saying no costume heroes. So, of course, Daredevil is running counter to the police, and there is a particular detective who seems to be attempting to hunt Daredevil down at this point. So, that book I'm not looking forward to, Detective Comics issue 999. Slowly, because all my other friends who read Detective Comics basically gave me, I'm not going to spoil this for you, but oh my gosh, this is like, it just made the choices that I hate the most to end an arc or whatever. So I have not necessarily been enjoying this, which just continues to really shock me with the Tomasi and Doug Mankey. I should be enjoying it, and I just don't like his, I'm just not, it's just I've not enjoyed it. So gonna get 1,000, and then I don't know what happens for me with Detective Comics after this. I'm kind of bummed. I may be walking away from Detective Comics for a while until it comes to something. I don't know, or I'll start the arc after 1,000 and see if this was all just kind of a slow grind to get to 1,000, and then have something of their own to say, not trying to hit the mark for the 1,000 story. I don't know, but I'm afraid to read that book. Freedom Fighters issue number 3. Not my Freedom Fighters, so we'll see. I don't know. I enjoy aspects of it, and others I don't. I really kind of wish they had the original crew in it. Not that this crew is bad, but I don't have the same kind of investment in these people. They're not doing anything that makes me invested in these people, and because I already know lots of stuff about the other Freedom Fighters, I'm invested in that. But there is some Nazi punching in this, so that's always a good thing. Anyway, issue 3 of a 12-issue maxi series. Issue number 6 of Heroes in Crisis. I hear good things about this issue. Mitch Jards is on art, so the team of King and Jarts is always good, so I'm looking forward to that aspect of it. People I know who have not been liking this book read this issue and went, oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're doing. Okay. They still think it's a, maybe a painful thing to read and maybe isn't a needed thing, but they're not as upset by some aspects of it as they were originally. And with a new artist in the book, you eliminate some of the other issues, everybody looking like Playboy centerfolds and that sort of thing. So we do eliminate that tonal problematic thing. So issue number 3 of another 12-issue maxi series, Martian Manhunter. This has been curious to read. I don't know that I've been really super excited by it, though. We spent a lot of time remembering Mars and weird body-shaped stuff and whatnot. I was hoping that we would get a, more of him being the detective on a case kind of thing. And so far that has not been the case. It's still been okay. The Riley Asma art has been pretty wild with all this kind of strange stuff that he can do. But yeah, I want it to cement a solid story for me soonish, though. And finally, it is Hex Wives, issue number, what is this, 5? That is a glorious cover. Is that a Tula Latoy cover? Hex Wives is a weird book for me. There's aspects of it I like, and a lot of aspects that drive me crazy. I'm really sick of these women kind of being these kind of weird, docile 1950s stereotyped housewife kind of thing. I want them to get into witch mode and wreck their fake husbands and that sort of thing. It's just it's driving me crazy. So, and we're kind of there. We hint at it, we flirt at it, and I get all excited thinking, yes, it's going to do that. And then, no, it doesn't. And yes, I was right. This is a Tula Latoy cover, which is just marvelous. There's naked old witches in this issue. Are you excited? Do you want to read it now? The art is fun. I like the art. The art is fun in it. I just, like I said, there's aspects of it that just drive me crazy, and that's just because I hate seeing the treatment of these women not being truly who they would be. Anyway, that is it. Who knows when I'll get to these? Who knows when I'll talk to you next? Whenever that might be. Have a great one, everybody. Till next time.